Older Service, Don Carter. Hi, Don.
Hi, Doug. Good to see you.
And now, Don and I go way back. We won't tell them how far back, Don.
No, it's not important.
But you and I were old Quanian buddies.
Have been for a long time. Yeah.
And you're still there.
I'm still there.
How many years have you belonged to Kiwanis?
For 28 plus years.
Wow. Charles Myers with us. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Doug.
Good to see you. Sales manager for Culligan Quality Water Services?
That is correct, yes.
How long have you been there, Charlie?
12 years.
12 years. Whoa, you're a veteran. You've got some service under your belt. Help me with the word sales manager. What are you doing specifically?
I have salespeople underneath me. We have 4 different sales reps and a service department. Also that we try to help go out into the public and meet with different people, homeowners, businesses, and try to find products that will match their needs for what they're trying to do with their water.
Great. How long have you been, Don, how long have you been with Culligan?
I've been in the industry with Culligan since 1966, and that's about 45 years.
Whoa!
So I took a job in an office staff as an office staff member, accountant, and I found a career.
Okay, by golly, you did.
Which is unusual in today's market.
Absolutely. It's unusual for anyone to stay as long as you are.
I moved around a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Just a little.
But again, your business is located specifically where?
350 South Main Street, Mansfield, Ohio, which is State Route 13, just south, about a mile south of downtown Mansfield on 13.
Now, you've been at that location for a while, though.
Our business has been there since 1949, Doug.
Okay. You know, Don, help me with Culligan. We're talking about a franchise, a national organization?
Culligan is an international organization.
Okay, sorry.
And
I cut you there.
No, that's quite all right. In the United States, there's about 600 franchised independent business people that use Culligan International as their primary product provider so that we can take care of business with all the folks here in north central Ohio.
Okay, but advertising-wise, Culligan has been advertising internationally, right?
Internationally and nationally here, we're probably a lot of our folks out there in the listening audience know us as the Hey Culligan Man.
Yeah, Hey
It's been
Culligan.
around for years.
A catchy phrase. There's just no... I mean, it's one of those that whoever was the genius that brought that up, it was so simple, but so specific and so definite and so catchy.
I can tell you a big story about that, Doug. It wasn't an easy task to come up with that. Actually, it was quite spontaneous, and it was developed by Dallas Williams Advertising Agency in California back in 1957.
Wow.
And it was a last-minute response to the trying to come up with a catchy phrase, and it stuck, and it's been with us ever since.
Yeah. Hey, Culligan. We're going to take a break. Hey, Charlie Myers with the sales manager at Culligan Quality Water. The owner's right here, and that's Don Carter. We're coming back with I Love My Job. All we need, of course, is you to come back. Catchy phrase. That doggone thing is what. Don Carter's with us, by the way. Charlie Meyer. Charlie's the sales manager. Don is the owner, once again, of Culligan Quality Water Services. And again, it's great to see you guys here, and thanks for being here. And again, we were talking about that phrase, Hey Culligan, which has obviously caught on for all these years. Would you say would take you back to the 50s?
Absolutely, Doug. The Hey Culligan Man has been around since 1957.
Don, or Charlie, jump in here. Obviously, we all want quality water. Tell us about your services specifically.
Well, our services address the needs and desires for water quality of consumers, commercial business, industrial businesses, wherever water quality improvement is something desired by the end user. Our business focuses on all of those channels. Obviously, our primary channel is with the consumer, the homeowner, the renter, the apartment dweller, wherever water quality doesn't meet the specifications that the customer prefers. Our theme is if the water you're using doesn't look good, taste good, feel good, or smell good, call Culligan. Okay. And that kind of addresses all of the senses of the consumer today looking for water quality improvement, Doug.
Okay, Charlie, when I'm looking and I want quality water, let's go back to Don. It doesn't smell good, it doesn't taste good, whatever the case may be. How do you test that? How can you tell me?
We do in-home water testing where we'll come out to your home and we'll test for water hardness, the amount of iron in the water, the pH or the balance of the water, the number of total dissolved solids. If chlorine's an issue, we can test for that. And it's those things that we look at when we're with the consumer trying to determine what their needs are. And it's a whole series of questions trying to find out what they like about the water, what they dislike about the water, and then trying to fix those things that they dislike while maintaining what they do like about their water.
Okay, in order to get a test, all I need to do is call you, right?
That is correct.
Okay, set up an appointment. Some professional's going to come out, check it. Okay, now, obviously, you're talking to a layman. Layman, you're the professionals. Okay, now I think of well water, with me?
Right.
And then, of course, again, if I live in the city, I'm going to get city water.
Well, you might have another variable there, Doug.
Oh.
You might have a community well water, which is still well water, but it serves more than one single dwelling. It serves a multitude of people.
Now, distinctively, I mean, we can tell the difference, but how do we know the quality of the difference between those three sources of water?
Well, pretty much like I said earlier, Doug, your senses tell you whether or not there may be a problem with it, whether it be smell, taste, odor, or how it feels. But one of the most common ways to know that maybe you do need some water treatment is the results that you get in bathing and showering, and also with your laundry or your dishwashers. If you have scale or stains that are evident from the water coming into your home, and they're hurting your appliances, fixtures, whatever it may be, chances are water quality improvement is going to make a big difference in your home. And the benefit of it is that in many cases it can save you money. So you don't have to treat your water chemically. We do it mechanically with water softeners and filtration equipment. And it's cheaper in the long run than the costly use of chemicals that may be harsh and that you may be sensitive to.
Okay, normally, and be careful of the word normally, are we finding that that well water is what you would call hard water as opposed to city water being softer? Not necessarily.
Well, not necessarily being softer, not city water not being as hard.
Okay.
Hard water is hard water, and that's the soft water is the absence, by definition, of the hardest minerals, calcium, magnesium, and soluble iron. So soft water should not contain any significant amounts of those dissolved solids in the water. So hard water does go in a varying degree. There's moderately hard, very hard, and extremely hard water. Moderately hard is, I believe, 5 to 10. Charles works with this all the time, and he can probably answer the question more accurately than I can. You switch over to Charlie. He'll give you the perimeters.
We're going to pin him down here, which I am going to sideways in, because, Charles, typically, again, let's assume that you come out, you've done the test, and the determination is I'm going to retain the services of Culligan, A. Culligan. Okay, what happens next?
The next step is we determine whether or not you wanted to purchase the piece of equipment that we recommended or whether you wanted to rent.
Okay.
We do offer rental programs anywhere from a month-to-month agreement out to a 5-year agreement. After we have decided whether purchase or rental is the option, then we're looking at installation 3 days later.
Okay, and what does that actually constitute?
In most cases, we would sell, we would treat the whole water system, meaning we would provide a water softener for the home to soften the water, and then treat the drinking water with what we would call a reverse osmosis drinking water machine.
Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to the gentleman from Culligan Quality Water Services here tonight, right here on WMFD. You are learning a lot right here. We'll be right back.
Once we install the equipment, you should notice an incredible difference in the amount of soaps products that you should use. Should have a 50% reduction in the amount of soap product that you would use.
Whoa.
You should notice that your skin feels softer, that the natural oils from your skin are released, so there shouldn't be the dry skin and itchy problems that you would have. Your bed linens, towels, clothes all feel better because there's not a residual soap left over or soap curd in the clothes that would provide a scratchy feeling. And then you have high quality drinking water at your kitchen sink for washing of vegetables, making of soups, pastas, noodles, and of course for drinking or consuming.
That's a lot.
Absolutely it is, yes. There's a lot of benefits to water treatment through Culligan.
Wow. Generally speaking, does I mean, obviously we're doing this show, but do people generally know all of those benefits that come from quality water from Culligan?
I think they know some of them and have experienced some of them, whether they grew up with it or maybe spent a night at a hotel, but certainly it's benefits that go on and on that they're provided with throughout the whole time that they would have water treatment in their homes.
That's gigantic.
It is huge.
Now, how often do you come back to service that system?
The reverse osmosis drinking water systems, we provide a yearly maintenance on our rental type products, and then it's on an as-needed basis where we have a full service department to handle any needs that would arise.
As simple as that.
As simple as that.
Wow. Don Carter, you can't beat that.
You used a really good term when you said simple as that. Actually, Doug, we have a program that we have for homeowners, consumers, called a Simple Program, where we recommend a unit and service for them based on their water quality, incoming water, and on their water usage as a household. And then our Simple Program takes care of all of that for one low monthly payment. Culligan does everything. We deliver the salt, we maintain the equipment, we have one of our delivery people that are in periodically to replenish the salt that may be needed for the water softener, which gives us a chance to check our equipment, make sure it's working, and service it as needed. That way the consumer doesn't have to carry those 50 or 40-pound bags of salt and take them, go pick them up, put them in their trunk, carry them into the house. We like to say that Culligan man delivers.
Yeah. And that, I was going to ask you that. You stole my thunder.
I'm sorry.
I mean, no, seriously. I see these people carrying these bags of salt, weighing them in, weighing them out, and what, 50, 100 pounds of that stuff?
I don't think 100 pounds anymore.
Okay.
But maybe there might be some 80s around, but most of it's 50s. And
okay, and you
45.
do all of that?
We do all of that automatically on a predetermined schedule based on the consumer's water usage.
What a great service.
Yeah, thank you. We do it all the time.
Okay, you could be in my home, specifically, let's go to a business, all right? Mm-hmm. And I see these big bottles of water.
Okay, those are 5-gallon bottles of water, and they're on a cooler or a dispenser, if you want to call it that. Sometimes it's just room temperature, ambient temperature, and cold. Sometimes it's hot and cold, depending upon what the circumstances are in the office or in the workplace, where they may not have workers may not have access to quality drinking water where they need it. We also have another product, Doug, which eliminates the need for the bottles and the storage and deposits on bottles and lifting and putting it on. It's kind of like the stapler. I mean, when it runs out, somebody's got to,
you're right,
put staples back into it. And the same way with the bottled water. The new equipment that's out today employs filtration, can be carbon filtration, sediment filtration, and reverse osmosis, and it goes directly into a machine which has its own storage reservoir in the machine, which does the same thing as the coolers, and no one has to lift the bottle. It's the convenient, economical way of having high-quality drinking water without having to mess with the bottles.
Whoa!
Not all places can, has the facility to have something like that installed, but where it can be, and any time where there's a sufficient number of people, it cost justifies itself.
Yeah. Wow.
Same technology that we put in the home.
Yeah. All I got to do is drink the. Once again, the program is quality. Culligan. We're talking to Don Carter, the owner.
Yes,
Good to
Doug.
see you again, Don.
Good to see
and
you.
Charlie Meyer, and Charlie is the sales manager of Culligan Quality Water. You know, one of the things, gentlemen, that you are very, very fully aware of, and I need you to talk about that, of course, is a thing called service. Everybody wants service, and you can understand that.
Yep, yep. We pride ourselves, Doug, with our Culligan service. Our response time is second to none from a service company. You call today, and generally within 24 hours and no more than 48 hours, unless you specify otherwise, when you call the Culligan man, you get him. Not only that, one of the modern conveniences of today still is the telephone. It's a great communication tool for us, and we will call the customer whatever number they want us to, first thing in the morning, and schedule the estimated time of arrival so that they don't have to waste their whole day waiting for the Culligan man. And we try to stay within those time perimeters as best that we can, weather conditions, of course, and traffic.
Sure.
But for the most part, we're right there on time.
And all I can say to that is good for you. I don't know how many times, this is a personal note, folks, that you sit around waiting all day long in my house for some service to come about, and you say, gee, can't we get this thing narrowed down to at least mornings or afternoons or something of that nature? Good for you!
Thank you. Yeah, we pride ourselves with our service, Doug. It's a very important and very essential part of our business in meeting or exceeding the expectations of our customers. After all, that's our job.
Sure. Okay. Obviously, today, unfortunately, with our lifestyles and what's going on in the country, etc., we won't bore you with that whole story. We're always kind of sensitive about someone coming to our house.
Yes, I can appreciate that. We schedule with the customer. We provide identification. Our service technicians have uniforms. Our salespeople have a license that they can show a consumer, or the business card that says they are the Culligan man, and they all have pictures on them. And that way we identify ourselves so that the consumer can relax that they've got the real deal when you've got the Culligan man.
Absolutely. Very, very important in our society today, whether we like it or not. We're always suspect of anyone coming to our homes.
There's always a need for special arrangements, but we deal with that on a one-on-one basis with the consumer on how we might service the equipment and provide service, for their home. The other thing that we didn't talk about, Doug, and this is really important communications, and most consumers are aware of it today, that we have a website. That's allthingswater.com.
Whoa.
That's who we are, and that's what we do. And they can go to our website. They can schedule deliveries that they would need, whether it be bottled water, salt, or any equipment. They can schedule payments online to pay their accounts without having to send a check. We still do that way too. And if they want to communicate with us to set an appointment to have one of our customer service people come out and test their water, they can also make an inquiry on our website, and they can see all of our monthly offers and product services that we provide on there. And we also have a telephone number there for after-hour emergency calls that they can go to. And there's some general instructions on our website in case they have to bypass their system because there may be a water leak or something like that. So it doesn't create the emergency requirement that we all want to avoid if we possibly can.
Very comprehensive. Give us that phone number again.
It's 1-800-359-2099, and that is a local toll-free number. And you're talking with our office or leaving a message at our office. This is not going to an international headquarter office or somewhere around the world, if you will.
Great. Okay, so I'm not talking to somebody in India.
No. From 8 to 5, you're going to get a real person, and oftentimes earlier than that.
Well, that's different. Somebody real alive. That's always exciting. Okay, once again, give me that number.
1-800-359-2099.
Okay, and again, that's a local number. I'm going to talk to somebody locally. And once again, give me that emergency piece. If something happens during the course of the night at my water system or etc.
Right, they can call our emergency telephone number that's in the yellow pages or on our website. They'll get a service technician that can advise them what to do to minimize the emergency requirements. And if push comes to shove, they need to have someone out. We can deliver on an emergency basis.